Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this network diagram in Word. So let's open a new document. I'm going to start off here with the portrait, go to layout, go to orientation and select landscape. Now to insert the boxes, go to insert, text box, click on the drop down and then just draw out a text box. Then just insert your text. Now you can see my text lines are a little bit far apart. So on the Home tab, go to this icon, you can choose 1.0. You can see the distance between them has slightly changed, although you can make that distance smaller. Click on the same icon and go to line spacing. Down in spacing, click on this drop down, go to exactly, and then we'll stick at 12 for now. Click OK. You can see it's reduced it slightly, but you can go back up again if you want to and reduce it even more if that helps. Then you can go to insert to center or center alignment. We're on the Home tab, just to center that text. And you can see the top here, the text is quite close to the top. So to adjust those margins, select the box, go up to shape format and go over to format pane. Here you can see we've got a number of different icons. Select this one here. And then you can see we've got all of the margins on the left hand side. Go down to top margin and use these arrows. And if you see, I'm clicking up and my text in the box is actually moving down inside that text box. And just once you're happy, you can adjust the size of this text box. And I think we'll just go one more. So to further customize this box, just select it, go over to the right hand menu, and you can see we're on shape options. This is the actual shape itself. Then you can see we're on the bucket icon. Click on the drop down and go to solid fill, then down to the color icon, and you can see we've got a number of different colors to choose from. Apologies you can't see them all, but I'm actually going to select a light green color from the menu. With these text boxes, we've also got a borderline. You can see we've currently got this black borderline running around the outside. If you want to make adjustments, go again to shape options and the line, click on the drop down and you can click on the color icon and select a different color. And then further down here, you can see we've also got an adjustment to the thickness of that line. If I just increase that, you can see the thickness of my outline. To customize my text, double click inside the box. You can see my cursor here. Just click and drag across the text you want to customize and go to the Home tab. Here you'll find all your text customization tools, and then you can simply go to this icon here, which is the font color. Then pick a font color of your choice, and we can go to bold and make that a little bit bolder, and also increase the font size by using this menu. You can see at the top here it's cut it off a little bit due to that margin we customized earlier. So all I need to do is to go back up and just reduce the size of that text a little bit. And now that solves the problem. Then we can go ahead and copy and paste this, Command or Control C. So make sure you select it, and then Command or Control V will duplicate these boxes. I'm using 11 of these boxes, so make sure you make copies of the correct amount. And then all you need to do is space those out and put them roughly where you want them in your particular diagram. I'm just going to space mine out. Don't worry too much about the alignment because we'll make all those adjustments in a minute. So just pop them all where you want them. And then along the top here, what we do need to be very conscious of is the spacing between this one and the one at the opposite end, round about here. And then just make sure that you select them all by holding down the Command or Control key, and then go up to shape format, go along to align, select distribute horizontally. That will give you an equal space between all of the boxes. go back up to align and go down to align to middle, and that will align all the central boxes. Once you're happy, go to group and select group, and this will turn it all into one element. Now, to make life a little easier, we could actually copy and paste it. So what we could do is just delete all of these boxes at the bottom and then just select the group, hold down your Alt or Option key, you can see my cursor changes, click and drag out a new row. This will mean that it's identical to the top one, equally spaced, so you know it's exactly the same. Whilst they are selected, however, you can go back up to align and select align to center. That will mean they're perfectly lined up top and bottom. You can then go to group, select group. This will make it all one group, so you can go to align, align to center, so it's aligned to the center of the page. You can also go up to align, align to middle, which align them to the middle of the page, but do bear in mind that we do have a box that will go at the bottom of the page, and at the moment you can see we may not have room for that. So go back up to group and select ungroup, and then you can deselect it, select the bottom group, and then with your arrow key simply move it up the page so that we create that additional space for that box below. We can move this box over and then select the group, go to group and ungroup it so that we can select this box here, and with my arrow key we can move that one down as well. What we can also do is select both of these boxes, go to align and select align to center, which will mean they're perfectly lined up as well. Now with the two end boxes, we can select them both, again holding down the Alt or Option key, go to align, align to middle, and that will line them up again, and we can group them together, and then align to center, that will mean they're in the center of the page, and then simply move them by using our arrow keys to make sure they're in the center between the top and the bottom group. We can now make some global adjustments to multiple boxes, so we want these central ones perhaps a different color. So select the group, go back over to this menu of options, go to the fill, and then once again we can choose a color of our choice. I've selected light blue, as you can see, and then select all the bottom boxes, holding down that Command or Control key, go back over to the menu and again select the light blue. The other option, of course, is that we can customize the text. So again, double click inside, select your text, go back over to the menu, this time using text options, and then you can select a dark blue color. You can also use the menu at the top here, again dark blue. You can go through each of these. I'll speed up the video while I adjust all of these texts and then come back and show you how to put in all of the arrows. Next, we're going to select everything because it's easier then to put all the arrows in. So make sure you go through selecting each element, hold down that Command or Control key so that you can select multiple items. Once you've done that, go to Shape Format, go to Group and select Group. Now it's all one group. Go to Insert, go to Shapes, go down to the rounded rectangle and then click and drag out a rounded rectangle. Now the aim is to get this rectangle halfway between each box. So we're just going to pull and push all of these little boxes so that we're roughly halfway the top and bottom of the top box. And once again go down to the bottom and we're halfway down the line of bottom boxes. Make sure that the corner here is completely away from the boxes, otherwise we won't be able to fit the arrows in. But I just need to be able to see what I'm doing, so I'm going to adjust the outline. So make sure it's selected and go up to the outline tool here and go down to black, and then go to your fill and select no fill. Deselect it to see if you're happy. If not, just reselect it, go to the outline and go down to weighted and adjust the weight of that line, or basically the thickness of the line. Select what you want. Again, make sure you're happy. And now, because we can see that line, we can make those final adjustments. Now, just so that I can select items easier, I'm just going to go through and ungroup everything. You can see I've still got a group in the middle there. So I'm going to select that group and go back up to the ungroup icon up here and just select ungroup. Now you can see that this black line is currently in front of all the boxes, which we don't want to. So this acts a little bit like Photoshop layers. So we want to put this black line behind these boxes. We're trying to line it up with the middle, and it's easier to do that if we put this line behind the boxes. So go to send backwards at the top here and then select send to back, and you can see now this line has gone behind all of the boxes, and now we can make those final adjustments to this black line. But we can also just move these boxes out a little bit, so it gives us a little bit of room, but be careful not to put them too close to the edge of the page because it will create slight jarring visually. So just use your arrow keys, they're all perfectly lined up, so it only needs your arrow keys to do that. So once you're happy with the placement of this, we need to make a second copy. So the easiest thing to do is just select it, hold down your Alt or Option key, click and drag out another one, and then we can just move it down. And once again, we can align all of the lines with the middle of each of those boxes. So I'm just making those adjustments so they're in the center. Then we can go send to backwards, send to back. And again, that goes behind the boxes. But as you can see, we've got this black line running through the middle here that doesn't quite make sense. So in order to get rid of that, go to Insert, go to Shapes, click on the rectangle, click and draw out a rectangle over the top of that line. Then simply go to Outline, select No Outline, go to Shape Fill and select White. Then once again, we need to send it behind. So send backwards, send to back, but bring it forwards above that line. So select bring forwards, keep clicking until it covers that line. Again, working a little bit like layers. So once you're happy with it, we can now go and make all of the triangles to then link all of these boxes. So go to Insert, Shapes, click on the drop down and then select the triangle. Then click and draw out a triangle. Hold down the Shift key. This will mean that you'll make a perfect triangle. And then we can use this little rotation tool to rotate that arrow into the perfect direction that you want. Then we can go up to this icon up here and let's just zoom in. And you can see we've got the sizing, and we can make the adjustments to the sizes easily by going up to Shape Format. Make sure this is ticked so that you keep the aspect ratio, and then you can make an adjustment here as to the size you want. Let's make 0.4, and then we can simply move the arrow into place. And once we're happy, we just simply need to make a copy by Command or Control C, Command or Control V, and then once again moving it into place. Now I've just noticed that both of these triangles aren't black, they're actually a blue colour. So I'm going to select them and go up to Shape Format, then go over to Shape Fill, click on the drop down, I'm just going to select black, and then do exactly the same for the other triangle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make copies of all of these, put them into place, speed up the video, and come back at the end and then show you how to export this diagram. Okay, so once you're happy with this diagram, it's time to export it. There's several ways you can do this. So if you go up to File and down to Save As, then you have a variety of different options. You can save it as a Word document, or you can click on the drop down and go down to PDF, completely up to you. Alternatively, you can save as a template, choosing this menu, and make sure you're on the templates file here, and then Microsoft Word templates down at the bottom here, and then just click Save. This is where you'll find your templates file in your software. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.